You testified that initially you created a full audit document, and that you then subsequently presented a document to assist myself potentially with cross-examination. You call it?
That's correct, my lord.
Then, during the testimony of Lieutenant Colonel Otto, she explained certain aspects to the court, and that was, as you testified yesterday, the question about the alpha numeric numbering, and she gave an explanation as to how that occurred. You accepted that explanation yesterday.
Correct, my lord.
That was not included in your report.
No, my lord.
So the aspects that did they report in any way, your very initial one, did that change in any way, given the testimony of, or the acceptance of that testimony of Lieutenant Colonel Otto in that regard?
My lord, no, not all the aspects ended up in my final report that is dated the 6th of October, but my opinion and the findings of these issues remained constant throughout the process. The only things I added was where I quoted Colonel Otto from her testimony.
Then as far as dealing with the reporting of the appears to be very little difference actually in the end between yourself and Colonel Otto as far as the reporting of the peak and the possible peak that could be in the real or not. If it is a peak, then is it then only relevant? If it's just a peak, then only relevant?
My lord, any peak that is found in a profile that is reported on is of relevance, because every peak needs to be explained in a final report. And that is the issue I took with how it was reported, was that there were unexplained peaks that were not reported on in the reports by Lieutenant Colonel Otto.
And then you testified that it could be, if it's in a real, it could be indicative of a low-level instrument of some sort.
My lord, correct. I did testify that.
With the foreign peak in it, that's not part of that.
Correct. That is one of the explanations of how that foreign peak ended up in the profile that was in the electropherogram that was handed to us.
Then if you go to, I was going to take you to 803 for a minute. In 803, that's your report.
My lord, I realized it was attached to the report. I just need some time to find it. My report was handed in as triple E, if I remember correctly. My lord, I must have taken out A03 to refer to it earlier, so from my report, I'll just have to work back, see what it is, and then be able to find this.
It is you set up the accounts of the DNA and the testing of the sample status report. Have you allowed to sit down? I've been talking before. Oh, that's the 803. I was attached to the triple E. It's one of the energy students. Here it is.
Yes, my lord, I see that it is A03. I was just trying to find my own copy of it because when the state questioned me on it, I know that I had highlighted a specific aspect of it. I will work with the copy that I was just handed, my lord. My lord, I will work with the copy that I was just handed.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you. So we take then of that, you see, we can take, you see the ST, the sample status report. You find page 4 of 9. The next one as page 4 of 9. And then 6 of 9. That's correct.
That's correct, my lord.
And this is whereupon you base the calculations. You testify about.
That's correct, my lord.
And this is what you use to come to a conclusion.
Yes, my lord. My recollection is that she also testified that she used the EPGs and the sample status reports.
Right, then if we can move on to, you looked at triple A9. We look at paragraph 2.5.
Yes, my lord.
And that's dealing with batch 852, and it's the SOX stage.
That's correct, my lord.
Short stage, sorry. So shorts 120, stage 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 19.
My lord, that batch starts with SOX and then further down it also contains shorts, correct?
And all of them were reported as Ruby, a mixture of Ruby, is that right?
My lord, I will have to refer to another document.
I can just confirm to you that that is the case. So my question is one that you can, accepting that is, those are Ruby, you get a count of an auto reported with an auto as that of Ruby. If there were any contamination, for instance, occurring between any of these, would you be able to pick that out?
My lord, with that proviso that I accept what counsel is putting to me, that it was all the same profile, no, I would not have been able to distinguish between the actual profile in a specific lane and whether a profile from the previous lane had any crossover contamination, because the two profiles appear to be the same, identical profiles from both lanes.
But also differently, let's say for instance, if there were no DNA in one, and during the isolation stage there's cross-contamination from that to another one next to it, then that would mean that there is now contamination of one that actually had no DNA in it.
That is correct, my lord. That is also possible.
And you can't, by doing tests afterwards, or having looking at results afterwards, determine whether that is so.
No, my lord.
And
My lord, if I may,
the SOP is that exactly the kind of thing that you want to avoid? Is that the reason for it?
my lord, if I may just make the following proviso with my previous answer, and that is one would have to look at the amount of DNA, because the crossover contamination would then have been very little. I apologize for just going back to the previous question.
And the purpose of the SOP in respect of cross-contamination is that kind of thing that you're trying to avoid?
Indeed, my lord.
And if it, let's say you had another case that's DNA interspersed with that, would you then have been able to pick it up for your result?
My Lord, if the profiles of the other cases were different and there was substantial and there was cross-contamination, if it was at a level that is above the stochastic threshold, one would have been able to pick it up. So if the question, my Lord, I'm just realizing what Council had asked, that there's a qualification to that. So if sufficient, so if it's a different profile and it's carryover contamination, the likelihood is higher to pick that up, obviously, than whether it's the same profile, because you can't pick that up.
Is it then possible for you afterwards to look at the data provided to say that, as the court asked, exclude the possibility of contamination?
No, my Lord, I cannot exclude it. I have no data to base such an exclusion on.
And conversely, as the court has put you, obviously, you can't state that it's proven that there was contamination.
Correct, my Lord. I can't prove that there was cross-contamination, especially in those cases where the profiles followed on each other and they were of the same and they were identical.
Thank you. Then, almost done.
My Lord, if I may have one moment to just look at one example. My Lord, if the court will permit me to point out to an example that I alluded to during cross-examination actually already, where possible contamination could have occurred or could be explained. The court indicated that I should only contain my answer to definitive contamination. So I now realize that I can't actually go to that. Go to that example because the court asked me to constrain my answer to the definitive contamination, so not the possibility that contamination could have occurred. My Lord, and I will use, I won't go through the whole profile. I want to compare, take the court to 2 pages of 2 samples, just as an illustrative way of in batch. So in AAA9, there is a batch called 1188 on page 4 of 4. It's a short stain 69, and the next page is or the next sample in lane 16 is a short stain 75. So these are 2 stains from the shorts. They follow each other on the work list in lanes 15 and 16. The profile of the stain 69 was reported as a mixture of Henry and Rudy, and the profile of stain 75 was reported only as that of Rudy. Now, when one compares the 2 electropherograms of these 2 samples, and my Lord, I'm for this illustrative purpose trying to keep it as short as possible, and going to refer to one locus and just illustrate what I mean. And I'm only looking at the electropherogram to make the illustrative point. So the page numbers are 523 and 832. So if I just look at the first locus, which is the D3 locus, this is the short 69 where the FSL reported it's a mixture of Henry and Rudy and Teresa, which we then later discovered it was not a mixture of the three, but only the two. So I will call it, for this illustrative purposes, a mixture of Henry and Rudy. So at D3, the FSL reported in this mixture a 16, a 17, and an 18. And indeed, both Rudy has a 16, 18 genotype at that allele, so 16 and 18 is present. Henry has a 17, 18 genotype at that locus, so his genotype was then also read into this by Colonel Otto without looking at the quantitative data, just the qualitative data. Now when one look at page 832, Lieutenant Colonel Otto reported a genotype at that locus of 1618. So there are what appears to be stutter peaks to the left of the 16 and the 18. The 16 allele has a height of 815, and the 18 allele has a height of 946. So if one is not in the stochastic range, then the relative height of the peaks correlates to how much DNA you had put into the sample. So the profile, the genotype of Rudy at that sample is 1618, and that was reported. The profile of Henry was not reported because there is a 17 and an 18, and the 17 was not labeled, although it is approximately 150 RFU units. So the 17 allele that is not labeled there, then according to Colonel Otto, Lieutenant Colonel Otto excluded the profile of Henry also being read in. The problem is the following, that one cannot exclude that there is a low-level mixture of the DNA profile of Henry van Breda also at this locus. And my Lord, I can now go through each of the loci, but it is the explanation is exactly the same. So when one looks at this profile on page 832 at the D3 locus, there could be possibly a low-level profile of Henry van Breda. At the VWA locus, it's clearly in the stochastic range because you see stochastic effects. And so there are many other of these loci, like FGA, D8, D2, D18, where there could also be a low-level profile of Henry van Breda present, and stochastic effects certainly present at some of these loci. Two, of course, of these loci are uninformative because the two sons are homozygous 11-11 at D5 and homozygous 12-12 at D13. So that's all I wanted to point out to the court, my Lord, is one, it's very difficult to say that there was no contamination, very low level contamination, because also when I turn over to the sample status report of this second sample that was called Rudy, but could possibly have a low-level mixture of Henry, then it also says low-level mix.
Thank you very much. Then, lastly, I just want to one more question, and that is, it was a question, or rather call it a concern, that was raised by the court now is in a state where they do not enough DNA, according to the SOP, that's the 1 nanogram that they have to use. And wouldn't that have a detrimental effect in the investigation of cases and finding resolution of cases? Is there something to be done according to the OMEs, for instance, if you don't have enough DNA?
Yes, my lord, there is a scientific remedy. And the scientific remedy lies on, or can best be illustrated by me with Exhibit EE2, which is the colorful graph or the bar chart where I have indicated the dynamic range of the qPCR process. So that process gives reliable results from 50 nanograms per microliter up to down to 0.023, and it is then in PCR the 1 to 2 nanograms lies somewhere between, if I count the green bar, if I count those standards from the top as 1 to 8, so the 1 nanogram would lie in between 7 and 8, and the 2.5 nanograms would lie between 6 and 7. So all the FSL has to do is they can revalidate this process and then revalidate it within the range where they find that most of their samples lie. So it's a scientifically relatively easy, scientifically valid manner in which they will then be able to use samples, because then they have validated that within that range they don't see stochastic effects, they don't see these random events, so on. So they could either use a different kit or that allows them to do that, or they could validate that the range is there. How they are going to they will have to find answers to how to go below the limit of quantification and how to go below the limit of detection. But these are scientific aspects that can be addressed. So there is a very solid scientific remedy to this.
And is it possible to concentrate DNA?
Yes, and that is one of the options that was open to them, as the OEM stipulates, my lord.
The original manufacturer, just to deal with that acronym again, that's the original manufacturer.
That's correct, my lord. The original equipment manufacturer, which used to be called ABI, they're now called Life Technology Corporation, LTC, I believe. My lord, as I explained earlier this morning, I went according to what was reported by Lieutenant Colonel Otto. So she had used those data, and I wanted to prove why the problem with the quantification, so the problem with the qPCR, how it spooled down to ultimately having her make an incorrect conclusion, because number one, she didn't take all the information into account and didn't see on the sample status report from which she compiled her report that there was only a male symbol. So I didn't use it because I thought it was valid. If it was my laboratory, this process would have stopped when we saw that we did not have enough, so 1 nanogram of DNA to put into the PCR process.
So you're saying what she could have done using her own data. She had used her own data that she presented in court, then this is what would have happened. Into this the calculation that would come out.
Correct.
Thank you. Just one or two questions. You testified that only 23 samples are scientifically valid. Which samples are these?
My Lord, if I could just get time to refer to them. I believe I said 23 out of the 150. My Lord, I do have a list and I can read out the numbers.
Please,
but
please,
my Lord, if I may request a ruler from one of my colleagues.
yes, please. Well, somebody give a witness a ruler.
My Lord, I can use the back of the page. That will work
Oh,
too.
here's a ruler.
So, my Lord, according to taking only these 3 aspects into account, so the hemostasis issue that was mentioned in my report, the DNA that's below 1 nanogram that was used in the PCR, and the fact that the samples followed each other
Yes,
on
I
the...
want to know which 23 samples
Yes.
are scientifically
So,
valid.
those were, my Lord, should I read out the
Yes, please read
barcodes
out,
and
just
the...
Yeah.
The first one, then the barcode is DB, so Delta Bravo 87551 Charlie, and it's the reference sample of Teresa van Breda. The second one is Delta Bravo 88363C, the reference sample of Rudy van Breda. Then the next sample is Delta Charlie 99859E, the cigarette butt 45. The next sample is Delta Charlie 99869E, cigarette butt 46. The next sample is Delta Charlie 99853, cigarette butt 47. The next sample is Delta Bravo 87991E. It's the duvet cover 139 stain C1 and 2 in brackets. The next,
Which duvet cover is this?
my Lord, that is the reference that I have in front of me. There is a PA number and a sample ID number, if that can also be helpful. Should I read that?
Yes.
So the PA number is PA 5001 558 3452. So 352 at the end. And the sample ID is Charlie 150702 809 CE. E, my lord. I believe it's E. The Excel sheet cuts off, so it could be a B, but it seems to be an E. My lord, to be helpful, I could also compile a list of this after and submit it. The next sample would be, and since it's a duvet, I will start with a PA number, PA 5001558-352. The sample ID is C150702-832 C, and I can only presume it's an E. Then the barcode is Delta Bravo 88004E. The sample is called duvet cover 139 stain C2 and in brackets 1. Then the next sample is PA 50, my lord, the same PA number as before. So PA 5001, 5, correct. And then the sample ID is Charlie 150702-833 CE, I believe. The barcode is Delta Bravo 88013E, duvet cover 139 stain C2 and in brackets 2. The next one would be the same PA number. The sample ID is exactly the same, except where the 36 it's now a 37. My lord, perhaps for clarity's sake, I'll just read it. C150702.
I can give us some assistance possibly. I was just wondering if I don't think it's necessary for her to read all that she could read. If she only refers to, for instance, duvet cover so-and-so, we've got references in the records that has been presented that you'll cross-reference with easily. So if I can make suggestions, you could just for it.
Thank you, my lord. Then I believe I've done the sample ID. The barcode is DB87992E. It's duvet cover 139, stain C3 in brackets 2. The next sample is the same PA number. The sample ID number is C150702-4. No, I am going to start again, my lord. C150702-842 CE. The barcode number is DB, so Delta Bravo 88012E. It's duvet cover 139 stain C41. Then the next sample is on the same PA number. The sample ID is C150702-807 CE. The barcode is Delta Bravo 88005E, duvet cover 139, stains C1 and in brackets 1. My lord, I have no idea why it refers to 2 stains there, but that's how I have it in my list. Perhaps I could also say that the last 7 samples comes from the affidavit of Colonel Otto dated the 27th of August. So the first sample from this affidavit would have been the duvet cover 139 stain C1 in brackets 2. All the previous samples preceding that comes from her affidavit of the 15th of April 2015. My Lord, then the next, so I'm now going to read samples from the affidavit dated the 2nd of December 2015. Then the next sample, so the affidavit of the 2nd of December, the sample ID, the PA number, I beg your pardon, my Lord, the PA number is PA 4001 275 137, and the sample ID is C15110 1529 CE, and the barcode is Delta Alpha 54944E. This is the swab, X swabs 6A. Then the same PA number, the sample ID is C15110 1531 CE. The barcode is DA, so Delta Alpha 54945E, X swabs 6C. My Lord, I just want to make a note of how far I am at the moment. Next would be the same PA number. The sample ID is Charlie 15110 1532 CE, and again, all of the E's that I'm mentioning at the end, it could be a B that's cut off, but I believe it looks like a C. Then the barcode is DA54934E, so echo. The sample is X swabs 6D. Then the next sample is the same PA number, C15110 1535 CE. The barcode is DA54925E, X swabs 6G. Then the same PA number, the sample ID C15110 1536 CE, the barcode DA54920E, X swab 6H. This next sample is the same PA number. The sample ID is C15110 1536 CE. The barcode is Delta Alpha 54920 Echo. It's the X swab 6H. The next sample is PA 4001 275 139. The sample ID is C151101541 CE. The barcode is DA54549E. My Lord, I don't know if the noise interrupted. I'm just reiterating the barcode. It's DA54549E for echo. It's the shorts stain 85. Then the next sample is the same PA number that ends with 39 at the end. The sample ID is C151101542CE. The barcode is DA54549E for echo, and it is short stain 87. So then the next sample is PA. Oh, it's the same PA number, my Lord, ending with 39. Then it is the sample ID is Charlie 151101543 CE, and the barcode is DA54949E for echo, and it is short stain 90. My Lord, to my calculation, that is, did I now read everything? Did I read only 19? My Lord, I apologize. In the beginning, I didn't put a dot next to every one that I read. So I just didn't, there must be one I skipped. 2. 21.
We'll draft the table. Perhaps it is for the sake of good order. Can I guess the witnesses to confirm it under oath that this is the list? So we have it on record.
That my list is correct, my Lord. I do have a list, but I didn't count them as I gave it into the court by putting a dot next to it for those that are valid or not. My Lord, I'm indeed working with a list where I don't have 59, I see it, My Lord, yes, I can read that number in,
Is that what it is, please?
and then I see there's another one on this
And
page.
nicely as well, yes.
So, my Lord, one of the samples, and perhaps I should say under which it's still the affidavit of the 15th of April. The PA number is PAD 000878447. The sample ID is C15020421CE. The barcode is DC99700E, and it is a swab with a WC number WC12-0033/2015. And then the next sample is from the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Otto, dated the 29th of May 2015. The PA number is 4001275139. The sample ID is C15040442CE. And the barcode number is Delta Bravo 85128E, and it is, the sample description is shorts 120 stain 48. My Lord, if I may now just see that I have them all.
We still only have 22. Still on this, and this is a cross misleading from Dr. Walker's. Dr. Walker's, we followed by your test. Go back to the last page, please. When you refer to the, under the heading, Lieutenant Colonel Otto affidavit of 2 December, you twice read AXWAP 6H.
That's right.
Yes, that was just a mistake. Just correct it, please. Number 145. Read that reference sample in detail into the record. I think you just misread it. 145.
Indeed, my Lord. 145 is the AXWAP 6F. The PA number is 4001275137. The sample ID number is C151101534CE. The sample ID number, the barcode number is Delta Alpha 54919E, the AXWAP 6F. And now,
Thank you, Dr. Marcus. One last question. Now, we testified that you cannot explain why Marvin's DNA was not found on the X.
yes, my Lord.
Now, how do you explain the presence of Marvin's touch DNA that was found on the X?
My Lord, I cannot explain it in any other way than to think that, since I'm not a blood spatter expert, but if you have touch DNA, it's at a very, it's just by touching it or handling it at some point in time. So unfortunately, DNA doesn't have a timeline attached to it. It would have been wonderful had it been so. So at some point in time, one can only assume that Madeleine must have touched the axe. When that occurred, I have no information about that, my Lord.
How long does DNA remain on the X?
My Lord, DNA can remain for quite a while on a surface, depending on what type of surface it is. So one would think that if it's a wooden grain surface versus, let's say, a very clear polished glass surface that it would be different. I'm not a blood splatter expert, so I hesitate to concretely answer in terms of definitive terms how long it would have stayed there.
Any further questions from council or Ms. Galloway?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Minister.
Thank you, my lord.
Just for the listeners to be clear.
If we have that, we can present.
Lord, before we just, I was telling on indicator my other colleague as well, we unfortunately do not have witnesses available this afternoon in light of the fact that we now really have to budget for
Could we read your mother?
until Monday.
Will you answer your mother?
Lord, at this stage, it seems that we will be able to call Dr. Gutevo, our neurosurgeon. Dr. Gutevo is a neurosurgeon, and we will also. Sorry, Gutevo. It's a double barrel surname, D-U, and the next word, T-R-E-V-O-U. He's a neurosurgeon from the Breda. And we will also be calling
On
Monday, possibly two lay witnesses, but we're still trying to get hold of it. I'm not 100% sure what it will be. We'll attempt to make use of the entire day.
Has Ms. Galloway got some idea of what Dr. Gutevo?
I presented the report to my local colleague.
I can confirm, Lord, I have received the report from Dr.
The return on accident.
23rd of October.
School's adjourned. Now, do I still need another half an hour? This is adjourned. We're absolutely sure that we can call you half an hour. Can we adjourn till 9:30 on Monday?
We
The course adjourned until 9:30 on Monday, the 23rd of October. Mr. Van der Waal, you by this extent.